Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Fatback 4 for this Sunday night. Liverpool 3, Wolves 1 at Anfield earlier on. Liverpool, of course, pipped to the title by a point by Manchester United.
No, whoa.
Manchester City. Sorry, we were talking about United before we come on. Fuck, no. And I had an interesting thought on that, so I might put it to people later. Sorry, Keith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some things we can take, and there's other things
No, we were
we're
talking about
not
United
being
just before we come on, and
entertained.
that's how that slipped out. Of course, Liverpool were pipped by a point by Manchester City for the title today. Liverpool
They're
finished
all the
second.
same at this stage, and anyway, aren't they?
Yeah, they're all the same. They're all the one thing now. They're all celebrating together. Red and blue united on the streets of Salford
Yeah,
this evening. All clapping each other on the back and telling
reach
the
around
Blues telling
FC.
the Reds how they gave your man Olsen a few slaps after the game
Yeah,
as well, because that's how they roll. But look, Liverpool finish on 92 points. They are a point short. Now, if you think this show is going to be all doom and gloom, and we're going to break down the season, and we're going to come out with things like, remember we drew to Brentford, that's not going to happen. All right, we're actually going to talk and celebrate the fact that Liverpool are, in my opinion, the best team on the planet, and we're going to see how we get on. Shawnee has like literally a litre of vodka in that. He's pretending it's water, but it's not. Shawnee, I'm going to come to you first. Look, it was one of those days. It to and fro a little bit. We had great hope with Villa. Then it started to slip away. Then Liverpool went and got a couple of goals to secure
yeah.
their victory. But look, Shawnee, you have to just take it on the chin and move on. We have a big game coming up in a week's time.
Yeah, there's no margin to feel sorry for yourself really, and I don't think you should. To be honest with you, I think when you get to this state of this state of season, you always kind of take stock and see where you are, and we're in a position now where we've gone to the last day in the Premier League in with a shout to win it. We've won the two cups, and we're in a European Cup final next week, so there's there's not a lot more we can ask these group of players to give us really, to be honest with you, because I don't think they haven't left anything on the table so far this season, and it just so happens that we're up against a Man City team that are capable of throwing out results. Look, uh, not that I'm going to give them credit or anything like that. They do what they do, and it is what it is, and that's just what we're up against, unfortunately. And it's kind of we learned quick today that it is us against everybody else, and I think people are probably feeling a little bit. I'm not speaking for everyone. I'll speak probably for myself because, to be honest with you, I kind of, and I'm being deadly serious saying this, I made me peace with the title. You'd probably say post Spurs. I thought we needed to be perfect, and in the end, it proved that we did. All right, I'm not saying that's why we lost the league, but yesterday I had no real hope of Villa doing that. The fact that they were 2-0 up on 70 is probably what's haunting people today. But look, I, he has a way of always making me feel better, and Jurgen Klopp did when I read what he said after the game. He goes, if you want to win big, you've got to be prepared to lose big, and that's just the way it is. I've no doubt in my mind that we'll regroup and go again next year, because it's exactly what we did after 18, 19, and I do expect us to kick on, because one thing is for sure, we're not going anywhere.
No, I don't think we are going anywhere. I think, you know, I always look back to previous Liverpool sides and indeed previous sides from, other clubs that have come close to Premier League titles, and it just doesn't happen. And it's just after that they fall apart, or they end up fifth or sixth, or, they really, really struggle. I don't see that with this Liverpool side. And to be honest with you, I don't think Man City see that in this Liverpool side. I don't think Liam Gallagher sees that in this Liverpool side, or Gary Neville, who've
Oh,
piped up.
why even?
No. What I'm saying is, they're, they're clowns. But the
Yeah, but they
reaction,
don't, man.
no. But the reaction you see, I look at. I don't look at what they actually say. I actually look at when they say it and how they say things. So all this rejoicing afterwards, of course, because Man City probably have saved football again, as they like to tell us. I think that's the clearest indication that Liverpool won't go away. And like in 13, 14, people would have went, ah, ha, ha, that's your chance, fuck you, and you're gone. I think with this Liverpool side, they're going, no, we need to rejoice in this because, you know, they're not going away. It's a little bit like the time everyone rejoiced in Man United not winning it in 95 when Blackburn did. They rejoiced massively because they knew United would be back next season and the season after that and the season after that. That's how it works. And it kind of brings a bit of solace to me, Shawnee, that you are getting reactions from these people like that. Because when I look at it, go on.
You hit the nail on the head with what you said, really. Like, it's not like 13, 14 where you go, you missed your chance. And they haven't even got the never won a league title in their back pocket anymore. That monkey is off the back. You know what I mean? So they're clutching. That's exactly what they're doing. They're clutching. You're talking about Gary Neville, who was coming out today calling a Man City fan a scumbag for punching the goalkeeper when he was literally parading people for doing breaking into a stadium last year. These fellas are hypocrites, Gav. Their opinion is blown up because their ex-players are this, that and the other. He's shown himself up to be what he is this year. He'll be talking shit again in August, September, no doubt about something's not quite right with this Liverpool team and stuff like that. You're going to get that because it's deflection tactics. That's exactly what they do. That United side finished with 0 goal difference today. That's how bad they are. Liam Gallagher, who gives a fuck about him? Let's be honest with you.
When did he last have a number one? Fuck off, Liam Gallagher.
No, not even, seriously, why you'd even name them? They're fucking clowns.
I'm just naming them because they're two of the biggest profiles to come out with those reactions. And listen, I don't pay too much attention to the reaction, right? As in what they're saying. I pay attention to when they're saying it. And, you know, that's what I'm saying. And I think that's what I'm trying to tell you. I think it gives you solace that they're only saying this because, you know, they know Liverpool ain't going anywhere. Keith, you know, I don't think tonight is tonight to go through the game and the players, but we can if we want. You can if you want. If you want to talk about any players or whatever else. Wolves, by the way, worst set of away fans at Anfield again this season. My Jesus. But Keith, it's hard to take, especially when Villa are 2-0 up on 65 or whatever it might be, and you're thinking, I was thinking, Liverpool, please just score. If you go 2-1 up here and they're 2-0 down, they might hit the panic button, and you never know, Villa could go and get a third. It didn't happen like that, but look, it's 38 games. We come up a point short. We win a League Cup, we win an FA Cup, we're in the European Cup final. Like, I don't think anything can take away from this season for Liverpool, despite what happened today.
We went into today, right, and Shawnee said he'd made peace with the fact that we weren't going to win the league because we needed to be perfect. And we know we need to be perfect because Man City, say what you want, they are the cheat code, and they go into league games and they just plunder the shite that's in the Premier League, and that's fair enough. That's how they do it. We needed to win every game to have a chance, and as it happens, we turn up a bit short. This team have been absolutely brilliant, right? To finish on 92 points, 2 cup finals, get to a Champions League.
Scouser pieces, 50 points from the last 54 available.
You know, and people will still throw in, we should have won against Leicester or we should have won against Brentford. That's not how it works, you know what I mean? If teams drop points, do you know, you can't look and say, well, we should have done this or we should have done that. Or if Man City, the Rodri handball was given, used to say that Everton scored a penalty. Do you know what I mean? Like, you just have to fucking take these things. They're a pain in the bollocks. They're a kick in the stones. You just have to get on and do your thing. Liverpool could not have done much better this season, if I'm being honest. This team have been absolutely sensational. We've gone our 4 trophies. We've got to the last weekend with 2 games to go of a chance of a quadruple. We still have a chance of a treble. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't think you can dissect this team and what we've done. And look, today, Liverpool are 1-1, Man City are 2-0 down. We're never on top of the league. I mean, not because by the time
we score, they're
gone ahead. Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, there's that. You can take that. But I just think, you know, they're a great team, but they're an artificially inseminated team. And we're a naturally brilliant team. And look, you can be pious about that if you want, and you can say, look, get off your high horse. I love this Liverpool team. I love how Klopp goes about it. I love how the players buy into it. I love how we do our business. I love how we play our games. And That's what happens. You win some, you lose some. It's a sickener, but 92 points, 2 trophies in the bag, and 1 still to play for. If we win that, it's a big if, right? If we win that Champions League, we've had a better season than Man City. Don't let anyone fool you into thinking that Man City have had a better season by winning the Premier League by a point. Not happening. Do you know what I mean? Liverpool are there. They're not going away. Shawnee said this a while ago. I don't know if he said it on a show, so I don't want to be... Maybe Shawnee didn't say this in case he didn't want this being public. I think we go hell for leather at this Premier League next season and blow the arse off at early doors.
I did
Yeah.
say that.
No,
I
Sean
He
do.
said it on the show, yeah. I know he said it to us, so I didn't know if it was on a show. So I think we'll go absolutely out of the blocks next season and blow the arse off it.
Remember what I talked about you the other day with the quadruple thing, and I know a few bought into it. Look,
I did.
Look,
I'm distraught.
You want to be dead. You'd want to be dead inside to not buy into them things. But you need to realise going forward that these are things created by the media that they then use to weaponise when it doesn't happen. Look, you only had to see at half-time against Villarreal. Yeah, man, Jake Humphrey was just blubbering at him about quadruple. And then the FA Cup final. That's what they do. They build you up to knock you down. That's exactly why they do it. And people think it's a lie when Klopp turns around and goes, it's one game at a time. It literally fucking is. And it has been. You know what I mean? We couldn't have done more, to be honest with you. I think...
Yeah, I'm not into this whole breaking it down like, oh, we lose at Leicester, we lose at West Ham.
No,
we lose 2 games. Like, at the end of the day,
it doesn't work like that.
I think City dropped points in 8 games and we dropped games 9 maybe. Or they dropped points in 9 and we dropped points in 10, something along that line. It's so fucking small, and you know, you can easily go back and go, oh, Brentford, Brighton, West Ham, Leicester, whoever else we fucking drew against them, City twice. But City can do the same and say, we lost to this, we lost to that, we lost to that, we drew here. They can point out the same. It's just the way it goes. You can't win every single game. You can only minimise the effect it has in your season. Liverpool are finished with 92 points. I would reckon that would win you 20, maybe more of the Premier League titles in the last 40 years. Kev, I have to let you get a word in. Just says, Liverpool since Real Madrid lost last season, played 71, won 55, drew 13, lost 3. Just outstanding. Can't ask for more. Okay, maybe a couple of less draws. Ha ha ha. But Kev, I don't... Look, you could forensically look at seasons and stuff like that, but you could do it on the City side as well, Kev. You have to just look at... and I don't really want to talk about City's form, so I just want to talk about Liverpool. No. And Kev, overall, we're sitting here 6 days out from a Champions League final, right? That we're all going to go and enjoy. And we have gone down to the last... We've literally gone to the last whistle in every competition.
This has been as good as it's gotten for me watching Liverpool
back there.
I think I might have to drop out.
And come back in. Go on, drop out.
We're going to make it.
Now, has someone got that plan?
No.
Okay, I can hear myself when I talk. Now it's gone. It's gone. Must have been Kev. Shawnee, I'll come back to you while I'm waiting. Oh no, here's Kev. Hold on. We just get Kev back in there. Kev. Let me see. Oh no, don't drop out on me, Kev. Jesus Christ. Come back in.
Very quick to drop out, wasn't he?
Yeah. What's that about? I don't think he's up for this Champions League final, I'm being honest with you. I think his head's gone. Head
is cabbage.
Hold on, we get Kev back in, and if it doesn't work, I'll read out a couple of comments. Let me see now. Kev.
All right. Is that any better?
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, look, what I was going to say was this is as good as it's been for, as far as I'm concerned, I can't remember a better league season than what we've just witnessed. Bearing in mind that we've played every single game available to us. We've lost two games all year and 1 dead rubber. It's been a phenomenal season. And to go again next year, I think, the Klopp's going to need help in the summer because there's a couple of areas in the squad that need addressing. But in general, the players that he's put out have given him absolutely everything. And the one thing that this side knows how to do is to regroup and how to attack a league. And that experience is invaluable. And anyone coming into the group next year is going to be dragged along with it. There's no point in dissecting the league. It's pointless because you go down the what if road and the whataboutery road. That decision that Rodri got,
You
referees,
could, but you
there's
could,
no point.
Kev, you could if Liverpool drew 3 of the last 4 and lost the league by a point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Then you
we
dissect
did everything we could. We got it to the last game of the season, and if you'd have said this in January, then you'd have been laughed out of it, because we were that far behind with AFCON to come, and we weren't playing well. People think back in December and January, we weren't pulling up any trees anywhere. So the fact that we were able to go on this run, and Keith has often mentioned it, that there's only 2 sides in the league capable of doing what we're doing. Unfortunately for us, the City are the other one. And they're both, the 2 of us, there's a Nats fag paper between the 2 clubs. And that's the truth. There's nothing in it. When it comes down to the league, they're just relentless the sore way. It just so happens that I think if you're going to win the league next year, I think we're going to have to take points off them. We're going to have to beat them home or away next year. We're going to have to take 4 points out of 6 off of them and then see where the rest of it goes. Yeah. But I can safely say, hand on heart, 100%, this will never be done again. You will never see a side going for an FA Cup, a League Cup, a Premier League, and a Champions League. Not with the new format that's coming. It's just impossible.
If Liverpool were to win the Champions League next Saturday, we'd all have a great time.
Yeah.
Like Shawnee's literally ordered the Order of Malta to get me home if we win the Champions League next week, right? But we could literally say next Sunday night, which we will, and we will literally tell ourselves, and it'll be true, that Liverpool are 12 minutes from a quadruple. That's it. 12, 15 minutes from a quadruple. Somewhere on them lines. And, this is
what was scaring me worse today was at 1-1, and they were 2-0. That's how it was going to finish. That
would have killed me.
And we didn't do it. I feel sick. I genuinely do. I feel really sick and down about the way it's worked out. The fact that we didn't get it over the line. But that would have broke me. Because I was convinced, and I'm delighted to be proved right, that I was convinced that we would do our bit. And as long as we've done our bit, all we can do is hold our hands up and say, look, fine. If 92 points wasn't enough, fine. I can live with that. I can live with that. I would have been fuming. I'd have been sick as a dog if we didn't get that win today. And in fairness, the way Wolves played and the way we defended today, they should have been out of sight in parts of that game. If they could have got their
Liverpool were
counter-attacks
taking
right,
big risks.
we gambled hugely today. Yeah.
We gamble massively on just going out at it and saying.
But that's what you have to do.
But that's Klopp's way. I don't think Klopp wanted a cagey game where Wolves sat in and tried to frustrate, because let's be honest, we seen that on Molineux earlier in the season. It took a Divock Origi 94th-minute winner, I think, to win that, and he probably thought, let's go out, let's make it a big open game and take our chances, and that's a brave thing to do. And I'll probably talk about Alisson in a minute, in fairness, because he's fucking outrageous. Pep Guardiola is in the house. He says, fair play to Liverpool. It's going to be tough again next season. It's just going to be them two again next season. Like, I can't look, I genuinely, hand on heart, can't look at Chelsea, United, Arsenal, Spurs, who I think will all improve, but I just can't see if Liverpool and City turn up for genuinely at 80% that anyone goes near them.
To be honest with you, we can deal with some of them improving, because we need them to take points off City.
Yeah. We need more sides to do what Villa did today.
This was two being doing 90 points every year is stupid. It's an indictment on the rest of the league, to be honest with you.
No, I don't disagree, because you look at United there today beaten, and I think West Ham are beating away at Brighton, and so United get a Europa League spot. West Ham get a conference spot, I think. Conference spot. Arsenal hammer Everton, who were obviously celebrating the league title win on Wednesday night. you know, Burnley have gone down. I want to give a shout out because someone did earlier. Joe from Just Joe TV. I did text him out for saying congratulations, and he just came back with buzzing. He's coming on the show Tuesday night, by the way. Because I asked him yesterday would he come on. He said, "Yeah, am I coming on Tuesday? Did you just fucking say goodbye? Is that what it is?" And I went, "No, not at all."
He was convinced. He was convinced that they were gone. Like,
yeah, he was.
He come on Friday night. He was in the chat on Friday night. He was like, "Tell us what's happening. What do you guys think?" And the two lads, Chris and Luke said, "Nah." Daz said, "Nah." I said, "Yeah." I honestly, hand on heart, I felt that they would get a result. I think that they had that stickability that they could get a point. I didn't think they'd get a win, but they got another late goal again today.
Yeah, well, they stay up, and to be honest with you, as much as I'm happy for Leeds staying up over Burnley, because Burnley just don't play football, Leeds need to have a long, hard look at themselves over the summer as to what way they play football and what way they want to go forward. Keith, Alisson Becker, I do want to talk about him because although Liverpool win the game today, again, he's ridiculous.
Every game. You know what I mean? Like, the fella is absolutely ridiculous. I've a lot of heat about Salah not winning Player of the Year, all this sort of shit. Kevin De Bruyne getting it when they're saying Kevin De Bruyne was good after Christmas, Salah was good before Christmas. I think Alisson's been excellent all season. Do you know what I mean? Like, I looked at a compilation of his 1v1s a couple of weeks ago, someone put it on Twitter, and I'm looking at it and I'm like, geez, he's done well over the years, and it was all this season. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's absolutely, every game, he's getting better and better, and it must be very daunting for a forward player going through on Alisson, because we've said it for years, you know, De Gea was one that we used to suffer against, where he made the goal so small, even though he's not a big guy, De Gea, but he could get around the goal. Peter Schmeichel, obviously, was a player that the goal shrunk when he came out, but Jesus, Alisson is just absolutely out of this world. And, you know, knowing that you have him, it's as good as, like, Liverpool, where he has touched on it there, it was risk reward today. They played a risky game. They got caught out, but ultimately, I wasn't worried about Liverpool today up until around 70, and I'm starting to say, as you said, Gav, worst case scenario here is we fucking don't win and City get beaten. But at the start they scored, and I'm like, we'll get back into this. But they score because they ping one across Alisson. They can't really do anything about it. And that's the only way teams are going to get goals really against. So obviously not the only way, but predominantly the way they're getting goals is they're getting down and crossing it in for a tap in, or, you know, a relatively easy finish. They don't get many chances against them. You know what I mean? If you're a forward player, if you're Pedro Neto, if you're Raul Jimenez, and you're coming and this fucker is running out at you, you know, it's not easy. The goal doesn't change size, but when you've got this fella filling the whole thing out when he's coming out at you, it just makes things a hell of a lot harder all the time. And I thought he was excellent again today. He's always brilliant. You know what I mean? Like,
he reads forwards unbelievably well, doesn't he? That one when Hwang Hee-chan comes in one-on-one, you fancy him all day, but he just read him. He forced him into a shot where he didn't want to shoot. But he just, that's not by accident. He's the best keeper in the world. And there are some good keepers out there, but
I don't even think it's close.
No, I don't either. I thought he's the total package. You know, they talk about Ederson's distribution.
Listen, I don't care if Ederson can kick the ball into a washing machine 100 yards away. That's not what a goalkeeper's about.
No, I get. Alisson's got that as well.
Alisson has decent distribution, right? Ederson has
decent distribution.
Yeah, no, I would say decent to very good distribution. Yeah, I don't think he's like.
Distribution is different, gravy.
I think it's really good. But what I'm saying is,
he doesn't have that boom and Ederson kick.
The only thing that stands Ederson up with Alisson for me is the fact that Ederson he's actually a footballer. Ederson, in my opinion, with the way he uses his feet, right? And that's the only thing that keeps him online with Alisson. Like, if you took I'll put it this way, if you took 10% of that ability out of Ederson's distribution, he's not in the same stratosphere as Alisson. We're not having that conversation. Alisson is just phenomenal, right? Can he ping a ball? Yes. Can he throw one? Yes. Can he's launched a few, one at Salah. He's done Salah twice in the last year and a half at Anfield. Long balls straight to him. he's just phenomenal. And the saves he makes and how big he makes himself. He's everything that you've seen in Schmeichel and other goalkeepers rolled into one, where he's so dominating, he can catch, he can distribute. But when he's one-on-one, it's like, remember Schmeichel used to come out and do that fucking big star fucking thing where he used to just spread himself? Alisson isn't even doing that. He's just coming out and going, I'm a fucking huge. Pick your spot and let's see where you can get to. And he just can't. Shawnee, apparently Richarlison has done some sort of tweet after the game today, and people want your reaction. I don't know if you've seen it. But listen, let me tell you something about Richarlison. He's going to be the first fella come July the 1st looking to get out of Everton Football Club. So remember that one when it comes to Richarlison. Shawnee, did you see Richarlison's tweet, A? And B, would you like to talk about Alisson Becker before we move on? Because I reckon... if I knew Alisson Becker, he'd be the second. Richarlison, yeah.
It was a Thierry Henry gif, you know, where Thierry Henry is sort of trying to hold in a snigger and his lip is quivering.
This after being beaten 5-1.
He posted it.
Yeah.
He played today.
His account did.
They played today and were beaten 5-1 or
Yeah, they were beaten 5-1, but did he play?
I'll tell you now.
I'll tell you.
It says more about him than anything else, to be honest. Yeah. Look, again, this just shows you it's turning the... Charleston's a bleeding clown. He's bleeding muck as well. No, that's the truth. Where's he going to go from there? Let's be honest. United? He wouldn't even get a game, United. Honestly, where's he going to go from Everton? Tell the truth.
Yeah. I wouldn't say many are going to queue up for him.
But he's scoring loads of points for the Evertonians this week.
He didn't play today.
Wasn't in the squad.
Play. Wasn't in the squad.
Tells you all you need. Like you said, Gav, he'd be the first rat off the ship. The stuff I've seen, honestly, is mad. Do you know what? I'll take it off anybody. I'll even take it off Liam Gallagher. Any Man City account fan, any of them, you'll take your licks. But these gobshites, my Jesus.
Yeah.
More neck to rat.
The lack of self-awareness is frightening, to be honest with you. Like, years ago, I probably would have snapped and replied to him on Twitter, but now you just laugh sort of thing, because the fucking sun shines on every dog's bollocks once a day, but his hasn't come yet.
Someone's marking that down in the book of Shawnee, I'm being honest with you.
But who gives a... Like, honestly, who...
No,
who
I mean, that's saying, the sun shines once on every dog's bollocks. It's definitely going into the book of Shawnee's quotes.
He's a fucking... Honestly...
Well, I don't know. He's a £50 million player that was signed from Watford, and if I'm a £50 million player to have, with one game to go, have confirmed my club's survival in the Premier League, I wouldn't be saying too much. I'd be keeping my fucking head down and trying to get back into pre-season as quick as I could. But I think he'd be the first player out there. I think, and I don't even think it'd be Frank Lampard wanting him out. I think that's just playing to the gallery, Gav. That's all that is.
He knows exactly what he's at.
Yeah.
Everything, the Everton will eat that up. Like, they just showed themselves for what they are really in the last couple of weeks. It's actually embarrassing. People turn you around what you can and can't say about these teams because we've never experienced it. Thank Jesus I've never experienced that, to be honest with you.
Well, down to the second last day and winning your survival with a win at home, like it's fucking joke.
And smoking cigars and all, and assaulting.
When you told me, hold on, were they actually smoking cigars on the pitch at Goodison?
Yeah. One fella was all blue from all the like. To be honest with you, I did find it funny and all, and some of the stuff and all. Lampard telling Seamus Coleman's kids that he's the best person he's ever. It's all mad. You know what? Fair play to Frank. He's done a phenomenal job there at Everton, and long may it continue. And they got away with our financial fair play thing I heard today. So
I don't think that's gone away yet.
No, I think it is. It's not. I think the Premier League are happy to say that they haven't willingly broke rules that it was all. But look, listen, Richarlison. Let's be honest with you.
When they posted,
has he even got 50 Premier League goals yet?
Didn't he get 50 or something there a while ago, and he tweeted about it, and 50 Premier League goals or something, and he got beaten, another game where they lost, and his account was tweeting at least he...
That was it, yeah. I remember that.
For the record, I don't think Everton's financial things will go away. I think 375 million in losses over 3 years. Even if you take 170 out of that for COVID, which is an
They'll
obscene
be all
amount
in
of
the
money.
blade. They'll be all in the jolly in the Madrid kits next week. No doubt.
Yeah, but and then when you take off whatever else, I think to get close to 105 million is nigh on impossible. And then you have to remember they're going to post losses again for 2022 without a shadow of a doubt, which would then
Again,
lead,
all of these
which would
guys,
then lead to
not
half
now.
a billion losses over 4 years. And believe it or not, like Leeds and Burnley have written to the Premier League with regards to this twice. They're not going to let it go. And
Burnley definitely won't.
well, the thing is, if they've written to them and the Premier League have to investigate and look at it and be very open about it, I think they might be in absolute trouble. Dana Boy, West Ham fan, says, hope you guys lift the European Cup next Saturday. Everton fans invading the pitch last week. Lol. That's the only thing I've seen Everton celebrate in all my life. Obviously born after 1995, the famous FA Cup win at Wembley, Dana.
I saw Everton fans tweeting that greatest moment of their lives, scraping survival by their bollocks on the second last game. Greatest moment. Let that sink in. Do you know what I mean? That's the greatest moment
This is a side
of their
that
lives.
you had Graham Sharp, Gary Lineker, you had a proper side in the mid-80s, and they were very fucking good. Let's not kid ourselves. But since then, I've never seen a stone sink that fast without falling out of the league.
Yeah.
It's coming.
It's like the
coming.
turd that won't flush. You're just flushing and flushing, you can't get rid of it.
Staying up gives them a boost financially, but I think what you'll find is that they'll come under more scrutiny because of that. And as well as that, they're still sitting with that squad, right? No. And even if you want rid of them, you're going to have to pay them a lot of money. Or other clubs are going to have to pay them a lot of money. And then to build another squad, I think, listen, they'll be in trouble again. It'd be the crack next year.
A long old summer to talk about them.
It's 6 points for those next year, guaranteed. Anyway, that's a fact.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Dana was born in 1990, so he was only 5 when the FA Cup was on. Fair enough. Little word, Keith, Thiago pulls up the end of the first half. A few people are saying, "No,
he looked fucking fuming."
Yeah, but he looked like he wanted to come back on and stuff like that, Keith. And
then, he looked like...
and then the call is made from Milner comes on. Keith, how big a loss is this if we don't have him next week? The talk from Klopp is not great, but we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's not ideal. If Fabinho comes back in, it cushions the blow a bit because you can still put out a relatively forced choice midfield of Fabinho, Henderson and Keita, and you'd hope that that'd do the job. If Fabinho's not playing, then we're looking at a midfield of probably Milner, Henderson, Keita.
Yeah.
Again, hopefully you could get the job done. But in some ways, you have to trust these lads. Do you know what I mean? Jurgen Klopp will trust these lads. You don't want to lose your key players. And look, we've said it all along. Thiago, Jesus Christ, he's outrageously good. He makes us tick. He makes us move. He's absolutely unreal to watch. If he's not there, I'm not going to spend a week fucking panicking about him. Do you know what I mean? Like, if he's not there, we will miss him. But I'm confident that we can put out a team and just go at them in any way. Because... Well, you were going to say something there,
No,
Seany?
Go ahead.
No, walk away. I forget what I was going to say. I'm bleeding locked here.
He looks like a fella who knows the season is over.
Yeah. That's exactly the look he had, yeah.
I was just fuming that he didn't sit down. I was fuming he walked down the tunnel. It's like, there's 3 minutes to go. You're in injury time in first half. Sit the fuck down. Just sit down. That's all he had to do. Sit down, make a fucking sub. Instead, we had to go 3 minutes with 10 men to get to half time to make the change. I was seething.
Yeah, but I think that part of that was. Yeah, but
his head just went. He knew.
Yeah, but I think part of that was Thiago maybe saying to him, "I'm okay." You
know what I mean? Down to the tunnel, get me into the treatment room.
Exactly, and that's what I think where it came from. Whereas Thiago saying to him, "I'm grand," and they're saying, "Well, hold on, don't go back on. We'll check if you're okay." Because, look, it's a massive game today, but at the same time, they know there's a massive game next Saturday, and they're trying to protect players. Virgil van Dijk's on the bench today, didn't risk him. Salah has to come on, we need a goal, fine. And it was great to see him come on and score, because right, he's fit, perfect. Fabinho will be absolutely fine. I think he plays next Saturday. But then when you're looking at it, and you're saying to yourself, right, we have Fabinho, we're nursing him, Thiago, and they're going, you're not going back on that pitch. We'll have a look at you at half time. Now, they probably went down the tunnel, and they went, you're not playing. End of fucking story. I don't care how good you think you are and how well you think you are. If you felt something, get the fuck out of here. We put Milner in, and they're willing to roll that dice with regards to Milner and Thiago not playing and seeing where it is. He's on the pitch afterwards, and doesn't look too bad. You know, I'd expect a player.
Okay, doesn't he?
You know, I don't mean like how can you judge that? You're just walking around the pitch, but you know, a player that's probably feels like they're out of a Champions League final probably comes out on the pitch, does the minimal amount and goes. I've seen pictures of him with his family on the pitch and stuff like that. So I'm
crouching down like on his haunches, taking
taking pictures and stuff like that.
If you've got a hamstring problem, you're not doing that.
I'm hoping against hope. But
you saw how distraught he was. You saw how distraught he was when he pulled up before the League Cup final.
Yeah,
and he missed that League Cup final, and he was absolutely heartbroken. If he's definitely out of that Champions League final, I think that might be a bit more of a tell in how he is now. Personally, I think he's gone.
Right.
I think he's out of it. But you cling on to that bit of hope that maybe he's not. Maybe it's all, you know, they were told the slightest thing. You just have to blade and...
Yeah, because Emmett says, would he have been back out on the bench if it was a tear, etc.? No ice, etc.
I don't think it was a tear. I mean, the thing is, there's different grades and strains that it could be. We won't know until there's a scan.
Yeah. But if it was a tear, he wouldn't walk down.
No. Exactly. On the plus side, you have 5 subs. You'll gamble with Fabinho 100%. You could have an option with Thiago on the bench for 30 at the end. Who knows?
Yeah.
But having the 5 subs, at least you have options that you can take a risk with someone.
Yeah.
You know, you won't take a risk with 2, but you can take a risk with 1.
Yeah. Seeing as we're all being optimistic about it, I'd imagine that if there's any chance of him playing, he won't need to be training during the week, because it's the type of footballer where Klopp would literally go, right, you know what you're at. You're good there for X amount of minutes.
Yeah,
I'll put you in. Do you know what I mean? It's not like he'd want them, because you know the way Klopp is with rhythm, that he'd want them on the training ground 2-3 days doing full training before the game. I'd imagine he'd let that slide with Thiago, because
I don't think any of them will at this time of the season. Then you know,
yeah,
I think the days of their training is done.
Look, you can't you'd have to think that was it. You could say in the FA Cup final that it was in some of their heads that there was a Champions League final coming up. You know what I mean? He doesn't miss.
Salah looked lively when he came on. I was delighted to see him come on, and he was everywhere.
Yeah.
I think he came on for the last 30 minutes. He had more shots than anyone.
Yeah,
than anyone on the pitch for both sides.
The talk around Van Dijk is that he could have played today, but they decided against that. And why not? You have Matip and Konate there, although I thought Konate was a little bit shaky at times. But why wouldn't you? You just because Virgil for me isn't the sort of fella that you need 1 or 2 game run up to something. Fabinho might be actually, but Virgil isn't. Virgil will just turn up next Saturday and go playing. Am I perfect? Right, let's go. And he'd be out, and he'd be Virgil van Dijk. You know what I mean? But look,
to be honest with you, after his 2 cameos, and I'm being deadly serious saying this, James Milner is a fucking dog, by the way, and he was brilliant when he came on today. Yeah. And he was brilliant when he came on in the FA Cup final. So all is not
excellent of late.
Look, there's going to be loads of it. Yeah,
one thing that. Sorry, Shaw. I was going to say the one thing that you look at that Real Madrid midfield. There's pace up front. There's pace in the left back. There ain't pace in the middle of the park. There's trickery and players who can read games and pass. There isn't any pace, so you'd have no problem playing Milner in there. You know, Milner knows exactly what these players have to offer. He's played against them before, and he knows what they're all about. So if push comes to shove and he does have to play, then we'd have absolutely no problem. I'd rather him play than a Curtis Jones, or God forbid, a Knox.
I disagree.
I think you have the experience for the first hour.
Yeah, I know, but Curtis Jones for me. If you have Fabinho and you have Henderson there, I've no problem with it. If Fabinho plays, Henderson plays, Keita plays. You know what I mean? I don't think there's any doubt in that. I think if Thiago's fit, I think you'll see Thiago and Henderson play. But I've no problem with Curtis Jones going in. And people might think, look, you're only basing that off a good game against Southampton. It's not that, it's the style. And if you have Fabinho and Henderson, one is protect them, one is marshalling, and then you need one that's willing to play killer passes into our front three to hurt them. And I think Curtis Jones is a really good option in that. I get the Milner thing, but I'm a massive fan of.
Casemiro will wear him like a condom.
Look, that's fine, but listen, come here and I tell you, Milner could be chasing shadows like a fucking idiot as well. Out of them three, because the way they play,
you don't check shadows against.
Yeah, but that's when you start worrying about what Real Madrid can do to you. If you want to affect the game, I actually don't think Curtis Jones is on the pitch, even if Thiago is not fit. But what I'm saying is, I've no issue if Curtis Jones is in around it, because I think he's willing to carry a ball, he's willing to run, he's a really strong runner with the ball, and like Kev said, the lack of pace in Madrid's midfield, maybe it is someone that wants to just take it, carry it, be strong, and then look to, because I think it'll be Diaz, Mane, Salah in the front three come Saturday night. Yeah. I just have no issue with that. It's something different. And Kev, we always talk about it, Seany, Keith the same. The 5 subs is huge, and I think although I know Real Madrid can make 5, I think the way we could make 5, I think would really, really affect this game.
I think our 5 will. We have options to change things off with our 5. They don't. They've probably got 3 subs that you look at. You look at Camavinga, you look at Valverde, and Rodrigo if he doesn't start. After that, you're talking Bale, Modric, Isco. You know, you're really, there is a massive drop off after that.
He's gonna play Valverde on the right.
He will, yeah. He'll play Valverde on the right wing, but that'll be more to deal with Diaz and help Carvajal out.
Well, for 500, nearly 500 people watching, 146 likes. If you want to hit the like button, do so. Share, subscribe. I think I might put an end to this. Asking for shares and subscribes, and I'm sick and tired fucking saying it. If you want to do it,
they should know the game by now.
If you want to like, if you don't want to like, who gives a fuck? And subscribe and all. We just do what we do, and if you like it, walk away. But I think we'll end up. Shiny, will we put an end to this? Because you're the head of
what?
And subscribing, asking people to like and subscribe and share.
Look, listen, the people who want to be here are here, and that's all that matters.
Correct.
That's free.
Right, we're putting the fucking end to it. As of after the Champions League final, we're not asked for likes, subscribes, or shares or anything. You do it if you want, and if you don't want to do it, what can we do about it? Keith, Man City 4 league titles in 5 years. Pep all antsy after the game because someone had the audacity to ask him about the Aston Villa keeper. Is it just what you're up against, or is it a bit where you go? Because I'm verging on the fact where I just can't stand these pricks.
Yeah, I mean, Man City, it's frustrating because as much as they demand that you give them their flowers, and you know, they are a great league side, they're not easy on the eye. They're not pretty. They're a bunch of bleeding weirdos led by the biggest weirdo in football, and there's something not likeable about them. Do you know what I mean? They should be likeable. They're the little team in Manchester that have come out there and have won the lotto, and they're like the Beverly Hillbillies, the Clampets, and they've come out, got their money, and they're now there with loads of cash, and they should be likeable. It should be a feel-good story. They're fucking weirdos. Pep Guardiola's a weirdo. All their players are weirdos. Their fans are weirdos. Their celebrity fans are weirdos. Everything about them is fucking weird. They're signing Erling Haaland, weirdo. Everything about these shite bags is weird, and I don't know what it is. I can't warm to them. Do you know what I mean? They're good. Pep Guardiola is good, but he's fucking weird. All of them. They're all absolute fucking horrible people. We've had a week of Man City players telling everybody it's in our hands, 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 and it was in their hands. Fair enough. They won the league. You know what I mean? They scraped their way to the league. They're 14 points ahead of us in January. Do you know what I mean? Nobody was talking about. All I heard about was, Liverpool will lose a quadruple if they don't win the league. No one's mentioning Man City lead, blowing a 14-point lead and going in looking like, Kevin Keegan is famous for, I'd love it if we beat them. Alan Hansen is famous for "You never went out with kids." Between Gary Neville and Pep Guardiola, them two shitebags should have retired the other two now at this stage, because the carry on of them throughout the season. I think Pep Guardiola's head, I don't know. I don't know what his wife is like. I don't know. She's a hard fucking life, I'd say, because
Did any
everything
of
about
you
him is Liverpool.
watch PK's interview with Neville out of curiosity, no?
Yes, I did.
I've seen a bit of
I
it.
did.
I've seen a bit of it.
There was big takeaway from it. Do you remember? Did you hear what he said about Jose?
Mourinho, yeah, saw that.
No. Go on, tell me.
He said he had to leave Barca because of Jose.
Right.
He said he was that in his head
Yeah,
that his brain was scrambled. That's why he walked away.
Right.
Because he couldn't stomach the thought that he might actually get beaten to Jose in a big Champions League tie and other league titles.
Yeah.
PK
Well,
said it.
Madrid,
I'm not making that up, and I'm not
no,
even
I've
part
seen
of
that.
it.
Yeah,
No,
Yeah,
I haven't seen it.
It's a
Just
really
show-
good interview, to be fair. It's really well worth
Yeah,
watching.
PK is a really likeable fella, to be
I
honest
must
with
go
you.
and watch it. I must go and watch
Or-
it. Just show football show says get in. There's Joe now, right on cue. And as
well
I said,
in, Joe.
and here while he's
Good lad, well
fucking
done, lad.
watching, right? He's coming on Tuesday. He's coming on the show on Tuesday night, so he can't back out now. Because if he backs out, like he just looked like a bleeding welcher. So
Do you know what? I won't give Man City that flowers, but I'll give it to the ones that deserve it, to be honest with you. I thought Gundogan and I thought De Bruyne's post-match interviews today have speak class, and I'd imagine them boys look around the dressing room and
for anyone that
stuff
hasn't seen it, Shawnee, what did Gundogan and what
maybe
did
Gundogan basically just said, look, these things don't happen without a Liverpool in the fight, and they push and they push, and basically what De Bruyne said was pretty much the same thing, that they were amazing, Liverpool are amazing, and they deserve that credit, and it's not easy to do what both of these teams do. So, and to be honest, like Kevin De Bruyne is he's a wonderful footballer. I know a lot of people are having issues about who won Players of the Year and all. I think he's the best player in the Premier League. I think he's the best midfielder that the Premier League's ever seen, to be honest with you. He's fucking outstanding. He's an unbelievable player, and he deserves all the flowers. It's not his fault he plays football where he plays football. That's just the way it is. In terms of the other shit with City, look, we already know it. But people pick them over us because they don't have to deal with them. So there's no point really getting into that. But
That's it in a nutshell. They don't have to go to work and see him. We know that.
yeah, exactly.
You know,
There was no.
and that's
I was out today. There was no City fans in there.
No, of course there wasn't.
No,
I was at a
like,
party as well. The DJ's a Man United fan, and he just kept saying to me, "Oh, he can't wait till they beat us," because he was a City fan for the day, and that's what they all are. Do you know what I mean? Like they're all fucking supporting City.
everyone is going on better than Gerrard. In my opinion, Kevin De Bruyne is the best player, best midfield player Premier League has seen. He's putting them on his back time and time again. He's at getting them over the line there in the last couple of weeks. It was him alone, because people can go on about. That's just my opinion. It's not the fucking gospel. I'm some gobshite on a YouTube channel here.
I think,
don't be taking everything I say.
He's in the conversation for sure.
I think he's absolutely in the conversation. I think
he's amazing, and he's class, and he carries himself very well, and
He does.
he always
Unlike
has,
the rest
and
of them.
He needs
he's
fucking
never
saving from that power. That's the truth.
he's never stooped to their level, even when some of them have. Like, you've rats like Walker, even Bernardo Silva. Look, they are what they are. We'll go again next year.
We will go again next year, and to be honest with you, like you know, when I look at this, like after the game, I was gutted. I'm being honest with you, because I thought like Liverpool couldn't do any more than they done. They won the game. I was just gutted that I was sitting there on whatever it was, 66 or 67, whatever it was, and Villa are 2-0 up, and I'm saying to myself, if Liverpool can just get a goal here and really rattle a fucking cage and see where it goes. I think that was the most gutting thing about it. You know, not even that City came back and scored 3 goals. It was more Liverpool just put the pedal down. When that word comes through that they're 2-0 down, I wanted Liverpool to score instantly. I wanted to absolutely throw it in the mix and see what happens, but it didn't happen. When it comes to other fans and stuff like that, listen, we've all been there. right?
Yeah.
We've all been fucking Man City fans in 2012, if you're going to be honest about it, right? We've all been Blackburn fans in 95. We've all been Arsenal fans in 98. We've all been United, Bayern Munich fans in 99. We've all been there, right?
100%.
And that's fine. But the narrative that comes out where Liverpool's everyone's favourites, and that's a narrative that's come from Manchester City, and in particular the manager. When that's thrown in the mix, you're kind of going, well, hold on a minute. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. If you don't like Liverpool, that's fine. But don't tell lies. Don't tell fucking lies. Because if everyone wanted Liverpool to win, you would see all over the media and social media and everything today going, gutted Liverpool didn't win because they're my second favourite team. Pep was right. Not a fucking chance. And you know what? I wouldn't have her any other way. I would not have her any other way, because what you're watching from Liverpool, right? And the reason you don't like them is because they're a proper football club. A real proper football club. And people don't like proper football clubs winning. And that's why I go back to United all them times, because they are a proper football club at the end of the day. No matter how much you like them or don't like them, they are a proper football club, right? And listen, Klopp congratulates Guardiola, and listen, you don't expect anything less. But there's no doubt in my mind that Klopp is looking, and the players, because these players don't shrink, and they don't go, oh well, we didn't win, or what are we going to do? Them players will be looking at the coverage throughout this season, at the coverage around today, early on, during games and stuff, and going, well, we'll fucking, you know the way you pin stuff on dressing room walls? That's what they're going to do, and that's what I fully expect from this Liverpool side, to get next Saturday out of the way and hopefully get a tour trophy, have a deadly parade, which Klopp wants to go and celebrate the Premier League title as part of, because he didn't get a chance to, and he feels that people deserve it. And I don't give a fuck if anyone laughs at that, by the way. But I believe they get this out of the way and go, right, we're going again. We're going again, and this is what all these people think of us, right? And all these fucking mad fucking theories about us are being liked and stuff like that, and we're going to go again. And do you know what? I'm absolutely thrilled with that, because I've come off the back of title run-ins where you go, oh, would you fucking stop? Like, you're not believing some of the shite that comes out. We're not going again. It's just not happening. This time, for me, is completely different. Again, a bit like 18, 19. It just feels like that, where you've lost by a point. You can go in the European Cup, and everyone else line up at the start of August because Liverpool are ready. And I've no doubt, I don't know if anyone disagrees with that. Kev, do you disagree with that?
I don't, but because of the way the World Cup has fallen, with Salah not going, and it looks like Ibu won't be going either. Diaz won't be going.
Yeah.
These players are going to get a proper break and a proper rest in December, and these are going to be the players who are going to come back in the second half of the season, along with the rest of the squad, and really drive it through to wherever we end up. After last season, we all started at the start of the season. We all said they've taken names and they kept receipts, and they're going to be handing out some harsh lessons on sides this season. And we've had a phenomenal run. It's going to be the same again next year. I just hope to God that the Premier League the Premier League clubs look at what Villa did today. Look at what Palace did. Look at what Southampton did when they had a proper game plan against the likes of Man City, and they tried to win the fucking games, instead of rolling over.
Yeah, but that's you fine, don't Kev. But you have to remember. Listen, come here and I tell you, it's like me going out and playing golf against fucking, Tiger Woods, right? And it's my biggest day out, right? My biggest day in my life, golfing life ever, right? And I'm trying to do everything. That's like playing Liverpool, and then it's like going out and playing a machine, right? Where you go, it's a fucking machine. Like, what am I going to do? You know what I mean? What do I do? This isn't only based on the players they have. This is about who you're playing, Kev. It's about who you're playing, and that's why you see that approach from teams, right?
It's fear. It's pure fear.
With Liverpool, it's the chance to make a massive mark against Man City. The mark doesn't really fucking remember, and that's the problem, Kev. It's not about it. Well, it is about ability and the players you're playing against, but it's also what you're playing against. You're playing against an absolute institution of football when you go and play against Liverpool, home or away.
You know yourself, right? When any side gets promoted, and you can ask Joe on Tuesday night when he's on.
What are
but what are the fixtures that you look at when the fixture list comes out? I know what mine are. You know, I'm looking right. Wins Man United
And wins Everton.
Wins Everton. Who do we start the season with, and what's our running like? I have a look at Christmas to see who we're going to be playing on Stephen's Day and New Year's. That's where I look at. The rest fall into place, and it is what it is. But I guarantee you, when sides get promoted, it's right. Where's your local rival? Where's Liverpool? Where's Man United? Where's Arsenal? Because they're the traditional powerhouses. They're the big away days. They're the ones that you grew up watching on the telly, and they're the ones you want to go. They're the ones you want to go away to. Man City is down the line, but it's still no excuse for the way sides roll over. You know, and too many sides roll over for. I mean, the amount of sides they clap 4 and 5. You know, you saw it late on in the run in the run in with Wolves. They just folded.
Yeah.
You know, they went down two goals, and then they just absolutely folded. There's no excuse for it. The Premier League is bringing in players, these 15, 20, 25 million pound players at every club. They're not Muppets. You know, they're not playing. I mean, I watched the run in La Liga tonight, and you saw with Grenada.
Did they stay up?
Cadiz stayed up, yeah.
Yes, Shawnee.
It was absolutely bonkers as well, by the way.
Oh, exactly. Have to look at it later.
But
they had they were literally doing the split screen, and Granada had a penalty.
Yeah.
To score, like a Granada scored, and Cadiz got 1-0 up, and then Granada missed the penalty. So then Cadiz are out of the drop zone, and then Granada get a late shout for a penalty, and then Cadiz have a penalty against them going to VAR in the 89th minute.
Oh, hey.
And it's not given. Oh, it was fucking bonkers.
Granada could have scored 3 from about 88 minutes on.
Oh, yeah. Granada had
really good chances.
Yeah. It was mental. But now the family and the brother-in-law are delighted. I was in touch with them. Yeah, no,
because Cadiz is big for Shawnee and
it's big for them. I'm delighted for them.
Yeah, so
it's been a tough year for them, because it was kind of like they were brilliant last year in La Liga, and they didn't get to go to the games.
Yeah.
Obviously because of COVID. So, and the Spanish teams were a little bit later back than the English. Like, it wasn't like here in the Premier League where there was full throttle from the start.
Yeah.
They didn't get back into the games until October, November, full capacity. So it's been a difficult season for them, and I'm absolutely delighted because they sacked the manager who the fans loved, and they brought in this new fella, and he basically just said when he come in, look, we don't score enough goals, and I don't like the fact that we've been very defensive. I'm just going to fucking go for this.
Yeah.
And whatever's going to happen. And they went down to the last day and they stayed up, and it's brilliant. I'm absolutely delighted. I'm delighted for them.
Similar to Leeds.
There and Dicko's comment. Apparently on Twitter, that wannabe John Lennon just offered Cara out. Cara fucking eat him.
Yeah,
you see Cara in the boxing gym. Cara fucking take him apart.
He's a
Dean Gallagher's a heroin addict.
He's a mongo, he is. Anyway, lads, let's move on. Liverpool have been excellent in the Premier League this season. As Shawnee would say, you take your licks, and they've given everything they can alongside the League Cup, FA Cup and Champions League campaigns. But looking forward to next Saturday. Big question. Keith, Shawnee, I'll come to you. What are you doing for it? A. And B, how are you feeling about it 6 days out, Shawnee?
I'm out for it, as you know.
Out.
Out. And I don't know how I'm feeling about it. We need our big players to turn up. There was an element today. Mane is fucking mad for it at the moment, he seems. He really, like, who knows? This could be a lot. This could be some of these players' last game for Liverpool. They really need to show up, and I hope they're haunting. But I reckon adrenaline gets us through it next week. It's not like the FA Cup, the Southampton game, and the game today where when the tank is empty at 60, you give up. You'll go now until the body breaks, and that's been happening to a few of us. Fabinho being back would be huge. I don't know how much hope for Thiago, but again, it won't be surprised. But we just have to go. I think the last time we played Real Madrid in the final, I think some of our team were probably suffering a little bit from imposter syndrome. Like there was an element of, should we really be here?
Yeah.
And I was only talking to you last night, Gav. I watched the game back in full. Don't fucking ask me why, but I did.
Because you're weird.
Yeah, I am. I'm a weirdo. They couldn't live with us until Salah goes off. And that's what Boutry, we were actually fucking all over them. And that killed us. And I have a feeling, I just feel if that was to happen again next Saturday, it wouldn't be the same. It'd literally just be, Bobby, you're in, Jota, you're in, and we keep going. This team is completely different. And trust me, Real Madrid fans are aware of that. Yeah. And they are more afraid of UEFA screwing Florentino Perez than Liverpool beating you, and that's genuinely how they feel, because they actually feel Madrid are like the kings of the ivory tower, but at the same time playing pauper when needs be, as we've seen the last couple of days with the Mbappe thing. Poor them, boo-hoo, nobody wants us to do this. This is not right. Everything going against us. Little did fucking Florentino Perez is the mastermind behind the Super League, so they're a little bit paranoid, should I say, over that. So look, it's a one-off, it's a final. We've gone to penalties in the 2-1. We've got to just show fucking up, Gav. Because to be honest with you, and I'm being harsh saying this, I am, although we got the wins in both of those finals, probably could have killed it after 20 last week in the FA Cup. We've got to believe in ourselves and be clinical.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, you won't get out nowadays, because that's Benzema. Benzema is a predator.
If they survive an onslaught from Liverpool in the first half an hour, you'd start to worry over Liverpool, because they will make their way back into the game. I agree with you.
100%.
I have to go and grab another can. Keith, how are you feeling? What are you doing for the match? How are you feeling? Same question to Kev. Back into you.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. It's a long way away.
What do you mean you don't know what you're doing?
The long weekend, Gav, you know what I mean? I'm bleeding.
I'm going to get 2 cans. This is bollocks.
I'm hanging together here. Now look, it's Shawnee's right there. You know what I mean? Like, we have to go in there, and the difference between this Liverpool team and the 2018 team is stark. And even the difference when they beat us last season. You know, we played that game with Kabak and Phillips, was it? Kabak and Phillips, back. You know, and look, these lads done us a solid to get us. Do you know what I mean? Fair play. But this is a different team now, hopefully. And I assume it's going to be Van Dijk back, and I assume it's going to be Fabinho. And you'd expect a bit more solidity from Liverpool going into it. I agree with what Shawnee said. You know, the bench is different. So Lallana comes on for Salah when he gets injured, and I mean it's as chalk and cheese sort of substitution as you can get, because Lallana, while a decent enough player, he's just he takes more out of the ball than what you'd want. And when Salah's are sort of attacking impetus, you lose that. So this time we'll have better options. I just think, I agree, you go at them, you put the foot on the neck, and you hope for the best. Liverpool have this tendency of doing that and then just taking the foot off and letting the other team back in. You cannot give Karim Benzema chances. You cannot give up too many opportunities to him, because he is an absolute killer of a player, and he's a player that's gone under the radar. I know Michael Richards only heard of him this year, but you know, for a long, long time, Karim Benzema has been one of the best forwards in Europe, and we have to be wary of that. But the profile of centre-backs that we have, I think they can nullify the threat of Karim Benzema. But we have to be on it. We can't go in taking that for granted. We have to go in and be, you know, they get some, not poor performances, but some chinks out of our performances lately. Do you know what I mean? There's been a few things that we need to book up on, and I think we will. I think we'll go into that. We'll be positive. We'll be confident, and I think we'll do the business. But you know, it's all easy to say that. It's all well and good saying that. We really have to show up on the day. Where we'll be watching it, I don't know. Where are we watching it? Are we all watching it together?
Watch with me?
Probably watch it with you, yeah. Why
Right.
not?
Well, then, if you're watching it with me, you're watching it with Shawnee.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know. Shawnee's not letting Shawnee doesn't want any of us to know where he's watching it. He'd fucking bait the head off you all if he's annoying. Kev, how are you feeling? Where are you watching it?
I'm watching it at home. I'm confident because I looked at the game that they played against PSG. PSG should have battered them when they were in Paris. They had more than enough chances to win that game, and so did Man City, Chelsea as well. You know, Madrid are in the final because they were dogged in all of the games. They had stickability in the games, and they stuck in it, and they got over the line in a game that they should never have had any chances. You're all right in what you said. If we turn up on the day, take our chances, because we will get them. We will get chances. Then we'll win. We'll win. We'll get number 7. No doubt in my mind whatsoever. They're a good side. They have weapons that Vinicius is rapid. Ferland Mendy on that left-hand side. All their attacks are mainly going to be focused on that left-hand side. But I watched an interview with Tony Kroos, and I read some of the comments after what he said. And he's acknowledged, easily. And it's not really an acknowledgement. We're a much better side than we were in 2018. We're far more experienced. And this going into a final isn't new like it was in 2018. Like, so I think it was Shawnee said, or Keith said, we had imposter syndrome. Yeah, we did. We had a young squad who were on the road to being the squad we are now. But this is about as complete an article as I think we are going to be. And that's why I said at the beginning that the squad is going to need help in the summer. Because I think at this moment in time, this squad has achieved all it can. And it has done everything humanly possible that this squad is capable of doing. And we're a completely different animal to what Madrid have placed in the past. They're a good side. They have threats, but our threats are bigger and better. We're a bigger and better and stronger dog than what they are. Okay. And if we turn up on the night, we win. Okay. As long as we don't get carried up in the emotion of the game. And in fairness, what we did against Spurs is we played the game, not the occasion. If we play the game and not the occasion, we manage that game pretty well. And we don't allow Modric to pick his head up. We don't allow Tony Kroos time on the ball to pick a pass. And we swarm Casemiro.
Yeah. The way I look at it is, Laura Duffy says, for perspective, our bench in the 2018 final was Mignolet, Klein, Clavin, Moreno, Lallana, Emre Can, and Dom Solanke. And I think that's I think it might be you, Keith, that says like we need to bring this player on, that player on. That's what we do. We're much stronger. I think Real Madrid are probably a little bit still in a transition phase off the back of their last great side, and they're probably still making their way. And they'll probably go a long way to putting themselves back in the really, I know they're in the European Cup final, but putting themselves back in the style of what Real Madrid were used to. They'll probably do that in the summer. I think today helps us for next Saturday. I'm going to be honest with you. I think if we'd have won the title today, I think we would have went in there with a massive nervousness over the fact that we could do what no one ever has done again before in British football. Whereas now you're going to probably see a determination, and I love a Liverpool team that are determined, and feel a little bit hard done by that we haven't won a league title. Not saying they've been robbed of a league title, but in their own mind, they're like, we didn't like the way they look at things is we lost that league by a point, and it's their fault, and we have to go out and prove ourselves. And I love that about Liverpool when they have to prove themselves. Real Madrid are a really, really fucking good side. They have a good goalkeeper. They have good fullbacks. Centre back, I think, might be a little bit of an issue for them, but I think they protect that with the likes of Casemiro. Modric is a phenomenal footballer. So is Tony Kroos. But I think if you have energy and you look to pin them back, I think you can get at them. Up front, Vinicius is so direct that Henderson will play a huge role in this. On that side, for me, with Trent, Benzema you just can't give chances to, but I'm looking at Matip or Kanate and Virgil looking after that. And I think Andy Robertson does his job the vast majority of the time. And if Thiago plays or Keita plays, they'll look to protect Robertson a little bit as well, and that's absolutely fine because that's where most of their threat will come from. Watching it with Seany, watching it with Keith. Keith doesn't know it yet, but we make sure he's watching it with us. And overall, 2005 I thought we'd no chance. In 2007 I was bounced into 2017 we're doing with AC Milan. I genuinely bounced into the game. This one, I've no doubt in my mind that Liverpool show up and play as they can play, we win the game. But what I would say is I'd like to win in 90, because I think if it gets to 120, just looking at Liverpool's legs over the last 2 or 3 weeks, I might worry a little bit. Where you go, these fuckers are strolling through the league again for the last 3 weeks, and we're absolutely footing the pedal from start to finish. So I'd like to win it in 90. It's going to be an absolutely brilliant occasion. Liverpool against Real Madrid in Paris, 80,000 people in the ground. I think Liverpool will outnumber Real Madrid considerably when it comes to who's in the ground. And yeah, bring it on. I'm confident, wary of Real Madrid, but confident at the same time. And at 4 o'clock next Saturday, I'll be in Dublin City Centre, on the points, and absolutely raring to go when Seany rings me and says, "Where the fuck are you? Will you come on?" And I'll be absolutely ready to go. Look, it's been a really good show, an hour and 15 or whatever it's been. We've done our best after Liverpool have been pipped to the title. Féileacáin is our charity partner for this season. Our golf day is 3 weeks away, and we have one T-Box sponsorship left at €100. So if you are an individual or a company out there, an individual, great. If you're a company and you want to sponsor this for €100, you will of course receive an invoice to say you've paid that €100. You can claim it back, lads, and so it won't actually cost you anything. So if there's anybody out there that wants to sponsor the last T-Box on the day, please do so. The link is in the description, and that's the link for Féileacáin to let you know exactly how they do. But trust me, they're a brilliant charity. And the link is also there for the donate page. We're going to just go over $5,000. We're halfway there. We're 2 weeks out. We're not going to make the $10,000 unless something astronomical happens in the next couple of weeks. But the link is in there if you want to share it, donate, send it around your mates, colleagues, wherever it might be. Absolutely go and do so. IP Vanish is also a sponsor of this show. I have to mention them. I've left it to the very end because the lads all go fucking mental in the chat. But IP Vanish is a VPN service. One touch of a button and protect yourself and your data and your passwords on your phone, on your tablet, on your PC, wherever you are, whether that's at home or on the move. Rated 4.6 out of 5 on Trustpilot. www.ipvanish.com/Daytrippers if you want that offer. $3.20 per month for the year, and again the link is in the description. Kev, anything else before we go?
What a season. What an absolute season. I'll tell you what, this is going to be a season where you look back, do you remember this? Do you remember that? Do you remember that goal? You know, do you remember that run we went on? Wasn't it brilliant? It is what it is. We're all sickened, but I guarantee you in a week we're going to look back at this and say, what a season. Can't wait for this week to come on by now and roll on to next Saturday.
Seany, anything else before we go?
No, nothing to add. I actually just can't wait for this season to be over, to be honest with you. I'm drained. I'm not even being funny. I genuinely am drained.
You're wrecked, are you, Seany?
Just drained.
You're not drinking enough cans. I keep telling you.
No, but it's not. It's fucking. Not that it's hard to enjoy it. It's just. It affects me way more than it should, to be honest. That's just the truth. But I can't help it. But yeah, I can't wait for it to be over. Hopefully, we can just crown it.
Yeah, absolutely.
In the next week. And look, I'm being deadly honest with you when I say this. Even if they don't, we'll look back at this as an incredible season, regardless of what the naysayers are saying. I can't believe that I'm not even 30 years of age yet. If you had told fucking the 16-year-old Sean in school that opposition fans are going to be laughing at you because you couldn't win a quadruple on the last day of the season, I'd probably be pissing myself laughing in your face. So, like I said, And I'll go back to something I said.
These are the days, Shawnee. These are the days.
The sun shines on the dog's bollocks every now and again. And
Get that in
we
there,
are
Shawnee.
getting-
Book of quotes.
make no fucking bounds about it. We are getting roasted out of it these years because this is apple times to be a Liverpool fan. It's fucking incredible what this team are doing, and I do believe you'll go again.
Absolutely. A lot of people asking about Origi. Can you mention him? Origi looks like he's played his last game for Liverpool. Doesn't look like he'll make the Champions League next season. But I'll touch on him in a second. Keith, anything else before we go?
No. Just what the lad said. Great season. Great time to be a Red. You can't ask for much more from these lads. They really go to the well every time. And they just keep giving and giving and giving. And hopefully they've one more left in them. And we can come back here and we can talk about an absolutely unbelievable season next week. It just takes it out of you. As Shawnee said, it takes lumps out of you. At the start of the season, I had lovely long hair. Now, not so much.
Yeah.
It's just absolutely kicks lumps out of you. But you wouldn't change. You wouldn't have it any other way. Liverpool don't do things easy. You know what I mean? The 1 year we do the league easy, we get the global pandemic that tries to scupper us. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's never just an easy way of doing it. So, look, it is what it is. We just have to take what we get. And on to next season. I'm going to enjoy the break as well, like Shawnee said.
No, you won't.
I think everybody needs it.
Every week.
Are we doing pods?
Yeah. You'll have to during the summer. Shawnee said
Quiz
he's
and
up
draft.
for
Bollocks, am we?
Shawnee
You
said
have your absolute bollocks if you think I'm doing draft and fucking quizzes and
No,
whatever.
I have got drafts. I have got drafts and I have got quizzes, but you're exempt, Johnny. We have really good stuff coming up in the summer that you can talk about, and I know it'll be stuff you love talking about. And when I ask you to do it, you will say yeah because you sound like that. Sorry, Keith. Would you like to finish? Anything else?
No, that's it. I'm quite tipsy here. I was out all day at a party. Rushed back for this because I'm a professional like
Correct.
that. Do you know what I mean? But you know, it was just one of them things. I went out today, more in hope than expectation that Liverpool would get over the line. But you know, there was always that chance, and I wouldn't have swapped it for the world.
Yeah.
Here we are. We're on to the next one, and we'll see where we go.
Okay. Dylan O'Rourke says, in the famous words of Gandhi, the sun occasionally shines on the dog's bollocks. I'm not too sure if that's true or not, but listen, I'm willing to go
Sean
with
Gandhi.
it. Divock Origi. Now, I haven't touched him deliberately because we will have a show dedicated to Divock Origi during the week. Myself, Keith and Shawnee are doing a show on Wednesday night, which is usually the midweek fix, but it will be the midweek fixed, an ode to Divock Origi, okay? So make sure you check that out. With regards to the rest of the week, you will have winners and losers tomorrow night. Me, Phil and Dicko, which will be about this weekend, but the overall season as well, so that could go anywhere. Tuesday night, I have a season review. I know I'm on, and I know Joe, the Leeds fan, is on. We could just do it, me and Joe, to be perfectly honest with you, if we wanted to. Wednesday, as I said, is a Divock Origi show. Thursday is a launch of a new show which is called Viewers Voice, which is going to be viewers of this show that watch and are on YouTube watching every night will become the panel, and they will be on Thursday night. Kev, news for you, Friday night is a full-on Champions League preview show. So there will be the three lads on Friday night, and I might try my best to join them if possible. So we will have loads of build up during the week with regards to Origi. The viewers will definitely be talking about the Champions League and the season gone by, and we'll have a proper preview on Friday. Saturday there will be nothing, right? We're all on the fucking piss. Don't be doing podcasts on the night of a Champions League final. It's not the right game. We will be back on Sunday with the Fatback 4 to go through it all, and hopefully big heads on us, and we'll be all fucking struggling. Keith will pretend he was at another party. Shawnee be fresh as a daisy, and I'll be in an
if you're sitting in a sitting room down watching nights of a Champions League final, you're not really a Liverpool fan of mine.
No, you need to get out and have a few fucking cans. We'll all do it on
you
Sunday
need to
night.
get out in your bare feet and just put them on the grass and have a little sniff of it and just get outside for a few minutes.
Just go around sniffing grass with your bare feet. That's what Shawnee's saying to you. But listen, we'll do our best throughout the week, And yeah, that's it. It's been really nice tonight. Liverpool are amazing. Don't let anyone tell you any different. Liverpool are an amazing football team, an amazing football club. We're an amazing manager, an amazing set of fans, an amazing set of players, backroom staff, and everything else. And yeah, they keep telling you they all want us to win, but the truth is they don't. Over and out.
When I'm with you, babe.